substance that holds significant historical value. This is the site of right.
Bossy. Hey. At the second time I brought the medium one.
What we do? In remembrance of Paul Bogle, George William Gordon, and the 437 Jamaican martyrs of October 1865 who fell because they loved freedom. Gratitude for the generations who now witness that they did not die in vain. This was done in October 1965. It is a great honor to lay this wreath at the resting place of the remains of one of our national leaders. So the idea is the Jamaica National Heritage Trust is actually looking at that facility, and it is a heritage site. So even though I have plans, I can't make plans without the authority that has the jurisdiction over it. So they are looking at the building and they will advise me as to the best way to treat with the building. My own view is that we should incorporate it as part of what we're doing in terms of the development of the museum. Remember now, in the Morant Bay Urban Center, a state-of-the-art, first world court is being built, already started. I have had an opportunity to look at the plans. It's going to be fantastic. So there wouldn't be any need to use this as a courthouse. The truth is that this has far more historic value, which makes it better suited to be part of a museum complex.
Sir, two quick ones. The impact really of what you've done in terms of laying the deed at Paul Bogle's
well, it's not his actual resting place, but it's the symbolic area for all the martyrs. It's important. The laying of a wreath is paying a sign of respect, and that's what we have done. And it is also an opportunity for remembrance. When you come to a historic town like this, pay respect to the value of the town. And so we have symbolically laid a wreath there for Paul Bogle, George William Gordon, and all the martyrs who were killed in that rebellion. And as I said, that is what really started the development of modern Jamaica. It was a turning point in Jamaica's history. What we are doing here in St. Thomas is to create a corridor of development leading from Port Royal all the way to Port Antonio. A new corridor of development. So let's put it all together. We have built a new cruise ship here in Port Royal. We have built a new restaurant and museum in Port Royal. So Port Royal is poised. But Port Royal in itself is a destination. But when you have multiple destinations all in close proximity, you really can create almost like an itinerary. You can create a corridor of development with tourism. So you have a port, you have facilities in Port Royal. Port Royal has museums, historic churches, historic sites, historic graveyard, all kinds of history-rich attractions are in Port Royal. But then just as you drive out of Port Royal, you have the airport. So you have means by which you can access, international visitors can access this corridor of development. So you can access it by cruise ship, or you can access it by airplane. Now, can you imagine that you want to come to Jamaica, cruise to Jamaica, you don't want to cruise back, you can fly back, or you can fly here and get on a cruise. So there are possibilities of how we can generate a new corridor of tourism. And then in Kingston, we have, again, very important I say attractions, but experiences and sites. We have the National Gallery, we have the Institute of Jamaica, we have the Bob Marley Museum, we have the Blue Mountain Coffee Tour. We have so many things of interest. We have Culture Yard. We have all kinds of things that people would want to come and experience about Jamaica. Or you could leave, Port Royal, and within an hour, you could be here in a newly developed historic town of Morant, where you can really begin to see and understand the history of Jamaica. And that's what we're trying to do. So yeah, we're building a lovely road and the focus is on the road. Yep, we've put in water mains and internet and some sewage, and we're building a new urban center. But I want people to see the bigger picture of how this is going to affect the local community. It is going to be transformational. So when I travel throughout the parish, as I did just today, going up from Penline Castle, coming down, the people there still haven't seen the vision as yet. They're very much concerned about their poor roads and their water situation. How is that going to change? Promises won't change that. What will change that is bringing economic activity that generates revenues, so people can earn an income, pay taxes, that generates more revenue, and then we can generally fix roads and water supply. So we're doing the things necessary, right? But usually, when people have been suffering for very long, there is a certain impatience that sets in, a certain frustration, fatigue, and that gives opportunity for persons who are opportunistic in how they conduct their politics to try and play upon the frustration and fatigue of the voters. My job is to explain what we are doing, not just the vision, meaning the dreams of things to come, the plans of things to come, but to show the concrete evidence of things that have been done. And if you do that, if you show what you have done and you show what is to come, then you have hope, because there is something tangible to hold on to. And so this tour is about giving the people of St. Thomas hope that the things that matter to them, their roads and water, they are being addressed, and those that have not yet been addressed, they will be addressed.